Okay. So yeah, 2 emails. First one with the PDF and the Zoom link to be here and now. Second email to download the Frequency app. If you're having any issues between those 2 emails, you let me know. And then within the PDF that you got in the first app or first email, there were 2 links in the PDF. The first one is to join the Discord, which is the group chat that we'll be using, which is definitely going to be the most important part. I'm going to say the most important part, probably for everything, but that's the most important part. That's how we'll be communicating, how we'll be holding each other accountable, and a big portion of how you'll be able to win the grand prize of $250, but also where you'll get recordings. So that's where this recording will be for the people who didn't show up. And when we have our live trainings throughout the next 3 weeks, they'll be posted there, as well as the Zoom links to join those calls, and then the recordings after if you can't make it. So joining that Discord group chat is super important. And again, it's in that first email in the PDF. So make sure you join that. And again, if you're having issues, you let me know what step it's on. The next thing is in your PDF. That is the meat and potatoes of this whole thing. So I'm going to share my screen so we can look at it together. My link to download the app says expired and to contact the business. Lauren. Okay, no problem, Lauren. I'll resend that email to you. To download the Frequency app. Okay, no problem. Yeah, if you guys have any issues, you just let me know in the chat and I'll take your name down. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. And we're just going to real quickly kind of run through the PDF together, and I'll have a stopping point. So if you have any questions, you'll know when to ask so that we can kind of break things up. But first welcome page is definitely, something to read over and just kind of giving you an idea of what this is all about, who is Frequency, what are you doing here, what are we, what's kind of like the root of this whole thing. And as you guys may or may not know, but we're definitely a sustainable and maintainable wellness coaching program. We're not doing anything crazy. And when it comes to challenges like this, like free 21-day challenge, I'm going to tell you a lot of fitness coaches do this, and a lot of fitness coaches kind of have an issue with this because you could go on Google right now and you can look up a million different 21-day fitness challenges. The reason they're out there and the reason they're free and the reason nobody's doing it is because you're not going to adhere to it usually. The reason people adhere to something is if they have skin in the game, whether that's accountability, maybe they've invested, maybe, when you give yourself no option to back out, right? So I really challenge you to not be a huge statistic of, there's 50 people that signed up for this. Let's say 40, 30 of them actually join the app and start the challenge. I guarantee we're probably going to dwindle down to 25 by week 2, and then maybe have 5 to 10 people towards on day 21. That's just how it goes. Those are the statistics. Don't let that be you though. Utilize this, really engage in the group chat, the accountability, use your resources, and act like you have skin in the game. Act like you just invested hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, whatever an investment feels like for you, and really, really show up for yourself, because this is not going to be fun if nobody wins and if you can't commit to just showing up for yourself. But the biggest theme that I want you to remember is imperfect action. That's all I want you to focus on, is imperfect action. We're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for taking action, for showing up, for doing something. Okay, just getting the ball moving in any amount is all we're looking for. You don't need to be making strides or performing like an athlete or canceling plans or anything like crazy. Okay, I know a lot of people are traveling around this time of the year. Just in general, this time of the year has a lot of stuff coming up, which is why I wanted to do it around Christmas, for that extra bit of accountability and structure at a time when most people let it go out the window. So definitely try to beat the statistics and show up for yourself for 21 days. Just prove to yourself, like a game, that you can. Okay, so this is what I was talking about in the second page of the PDF that was sent to your email, is the link to join the Discord. So if you hold and press it on your phone, it'll have you join the Discord. Also, just an email. You can email any questions here. We also will be in contact through the Discord and through the app. So you'll always have a way to reach out and message me. I do want to remind you that this isn't customized one-on-one coaching. This is a group coaching container. So with that, we're not going to adjust or modify or substitute anything for you specifically, that is up to you to do, but that is always available. This isn't required, this isn't mandatory. If anything needs to be adjusted or adapted to you, please do so. You don't need to ask or get approval or anything like that. Okay, so first things first, the foundations. So there's really there's four components to this, okay? One is the foundations, and within this list here, you're gonna choose 3 foundations. And I want you to really look through them, really decide which one you think, one, will serve you the best. What does your soul and your body genuinely know that you need to commit to? Choose 3 of those, and then also just ones that you know you can do. Set yourself up for success. Don't try to set yourself up for something that you just don't think is going to happen, whether that's drinking 90 ounces of water per day. And I would definitely recommend having a water bottle where you know how many ounces are in it. Eat 5 colors per day, whether that's an apple, an orange, a banana, grapefruit, blueberries, whatever that is, 5 colors on your plate throughout the day. You can write down 3 things you're grateful for. A gratitude practice is seriously game-changing because you will notice throughout this whole process, this whole fitness thing is really a mindset thing. 100%. It's not because you're physically incapable of anything. It's not because you haven't found a fancy diet. It's not because you haven't cut out carbs or gone keto or tried CrossFit yet. It's because there's something up here that is stopping you. It's always a mental thing. And we're really, really big on the mindset and the mental aspect of this. So anyway, a great way to start to rewire your brain and to just, touch the surface of the mindset aspect is to write down 3 things you're grateful for each day, or 10 to 20 minutes of stress management daily, whether that's just a 5-minute guided meditation, a hot bath, following some breath work, just paying attention to your breath, yoga, journaling, something that where you have 10 to 20 minutes of just chilling out, slowing down. And then sleep for 7 to 8 hours each night, if that's possible for you and something you think that would benefit you right now. I would highly recommend prioritizing that. Or your option could be 6 to 10,000 steps per day. Again, up to you. You choose which one you think will serve you best. Whatever the 3 you choose, stick to it, commit to it, and have somewhere maybe in your phone, in your room, in a journal where you have these written down and to check them off each day, maybe on a calendar, because you want to hold yourself accountable and have kind of like a visual to be able to truly check off whatever 3 you choose. Okay, and the diet, which is definitely, again, the most important part. I'm just going to take a shot every time I say that. Your food choices matter, obviously, but the biggest thing that we really focus on here is that there is no good foods and bad foods. There's nothing that's off limits, okay? There's no restrictions. You're only going to create more obsession and a poor relationship with food that takes years to unwind. Rather than just paying attention to portions and paying attention to flexible dieting and tracking your food and all that, which we'll get into. However, your food choices and food quality definitely does matter. So you want to make sure you're prioritizing whole food sources. We're really, really going to follow the 80-20 rule. 80% of your food should be coming from whole food sources, fruits, vegetables, meats, eggs, grains, okay? 20%, which is just as important. This 20% is not optional, okay? I still want you to have 20% of your day coming from, fun foods, enjoying a cookie at work, okay? Having a ice pop at the end of the night, whatever that is, okay? Having the side of fries because you chose grilled chicken. When I say 20% though, make sure it's 20%, and you'll be able to tell once you start tracking food what that percentage actually looks like. And then here, sometimes for some people, this wasn't clickable. So I want you to know that we put the macro friendly and recipe ebook in your app as well, which I will show you how to get there. So if this isn't clickable in your PDF, no worries. We have another way for you to get there, which I will get to. All right, we have some math. I don't know if anyone was expecting math. We're going to be using PEMDAS. You remember her, Miss Girl PEMDAS? All right. This equation is like pretty intimidating when you first look at it, especially for somebody like me who is not a math girly. All right, obviously, if you are a man, you just follow this first line of the equation. And if you're a woman, you follow the second. I know they look kind of different. So it's like, is there a typo? There's no typo. I promise it's correct. Do the parentheses first and then add them. Okay, follow the PEMDAS steps. And it's not in the metric system or whatever it's called. They're in like centimeters and kilograms. Convert it with Google. All you have to do is, look up your height and convert it to Google, or convert it to centimeters in Google. It'll tell you. So give yourself, a good 5 minutes to do this. And I would do it a couple times to just make sure you're right, because if we mess up this equation, we could end up not doing what we want to do with our body. So make sure this is accurate, and then you give yourself some time to do this equation. And there's steps to this equation. So you first come up with this number, okay, whatever the number is here, that's going to end up with your BMR calories. And then we're going to multiply your BMR with how you would dictate, or how you would determine your lifestyle. Are you very sedentary? You don't go to the gym, you work an office job, you sit, your steps on your phone say that you take less than like 1,000 steps. Then you would multiply that number you got in step 1 by 1.2. If you're lightly active, meaning you just go on walks, maybe you take a yoga class sometimes and work out 1 to 3 days a week, you take that number you got, you multiply by 1.375, and so on and so forth. Then we're going to figure out your protein goal, which is a totally separate thing. So we're going to have that number completely calculated out. And your protein goal is very easy to calculate. That's just 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, that's 150 grams of protein. However, if you have a lot of body fat on you and your weight is significantly higher than you feel like it should be, then let's do that, but subtract about 50 pounds, or how many pounds you feel like you need to lose. So let's say it's a 220 pound person. They have about 50 pounds to lose until they're in a healthy body weight range. And that would be like 170 pounds for them. So then let's have them track 170 grams of protein. All right. And then going back to the first number to come up with your calories, subtract 250 to 300 calories from your overall calories if your main goal is fat loss. Okay. I know I have I know I have a few people in this challenge where your goal is muscle growth. And even if you're a smaller person or just an average weight, but you feel like you have body fat on you, right? You're like, well, my arms are squishy and my tummy is pudgy. You're probably under muscled. It's not that you need to focus on weight loss and fat loss. You probably need to focus on muscle growth, and that will balance that out. So you don't have that like skinny fat look anymore. Okay. So this option here, or this fourth step, is really just an option if you have muscle mass on you and you are looking to lose weight throughout, this challenge, ideally not within only 21 days, but just overall. Okay. So only do that if that is your goal. I'm going to pause here. Do we have any questions so far? Just unmute yourself, shout out. Okay. Alrighty, cool. Let's keep going along. Third component of this whole thing is going to be cardio, which, as I explained here, it's just a tool to lose more weight, but it's really not going to be the most effective thing. So this is actually the only thing I'll say is probably the least important part of this whole thing. But you do have a protocol with your cardio throughout this program. And what we're going to do is we're going to aim for 4 LISS cardio sessions, which stands for low intensity steady state. And if you have any like an Apple Watch, or even if you're on like a cardio machine and it tracks your heart rate, try to have your heart rate steady between 110 to 130 beats per minute for a 20 or 30 minute session. Okay, so we're gonna have 4 20 to 30 minute sessions throughout the week. And that can just be kind of like a quick paced walk. That could be a very slow paced Stairmaster. It could be like a chill bike ride. Whatever that looks like for you. Again, getting your heart rate in that zone is different person to person. So really try to pay attention to something that is just very sustainable for 20 to 30 minutes, 4 times a week. Okay. And the most important part, your lifts. Okay. So strength training is superior for whatever your goals are. You want to lose fat, Well, guess what? The best way, the only way that we really burn calories mainly is through our BMR. So how many calories we're burning at rest. Having more muscle strength training is going to increase your metabolism, increase your BMR. We're burning calories now throughout the entire day rather than just in our workouts, okay? So strength training is superior. Again, I'd say a lot of people are just under muscled more than needing to actually lose body fat, but strength training will do both. However, I really want you to approach your lifts, your strength training as just that. If you're used to taking like group fitness classes or HIIT classes or doing long bursts of cardio or whatever it is, we're going to have to really reprogram and retrain your mind as to how a workout should look like when we're focused on strength training. Okay, anaerobic exercise versus aerobic exercise, two different approaches. Okay, so when we're talking about strength training, we're talking about pushing your strength, not your endurance, not how many reps can I move this weight for until I feel a burn, but how much weight can I press? Okay, so, or pull or whatever you're doing with it. Okay. And then ideally progressively overloading. So over the next 3 weeks, we'll have your workouts, which I'll get into, and you'll have your workouts for the week and you'll repeat those 3 times. So we'll do the same workouts for 3 weeks in a row. The app logs your weights, logs your reps, logs your everything. So you'll be able to see what you did the week prior. And we're really going to focus on progressively overloading. So for example, week 1, let's say you did a leg press for 250 pounds for 8 reps. Week 2, we were able to do that leg press with the same amount of weight for an extra 1 or 2 reps for 9 to 10 reps. In week 3, we added on some more weight for 260 pounds and we got 6 to 8 reps. That's how we are progressively overloading. And we're really going to utilize your rest, minimum 90-second rest. There's also a rest timer in the app, which I'll get to as well. And I just want to really reiterate this because we often hear, I feel like I should be doing more. Can I do more exercises? Or should I finish off with abs or finish off with cardio or whatever it is? And our answer is always, if you feel like you should be doing more, that you can do another set or more exercises, that's a sign that you're not training hard enough, okay? So even just 4 movements should be plenty to fatigue the muscle and the nervous system. And if you're training with enough intention, that will happen. So that's probably the key factor that you're missing. And so put on heavy weight, push yourself, train with the intention of getting strong, not getting your heart rate up high and focusing on endurance. However, big key here, we really also want to make sure you have good form, proper range of, or full range of motion, and are doing the movement correctly and just control the weights. We're not trying to swing the weights around or bounce them on and off of your joints. Okay, so really control with a lot of intention. All right, so that is that as far as the challenge aspect, right? So obviously anybody that finishes the 21 days, which I'm really hoping is everybody, I want this to be the most successful free challenge that there ever was in fitness history. So whoever gets to the end, and we're going to have progress pictures first thing tomorrow morning. Okay. First thing tomorrow morning, you're taking progress pictures, and first thing in the morning on December 21st, you're going to take progress pictures. You take them in the morning before you go, or before you eat breakfast, after you go to the bathroom. Wear the same bathing suit each time, have the same lighting, same poses, no mirror selfies, make it the exact same looking picture, okay? And then of course, if we see any huge improvement, huge transformation, that is a huge factor to win the 250 grand prize. But other things that we're really going to be looking at, I'm going to have like a point system. So you're going to get 5 points for every workout you complete. So the maximum amount of workouts you could complete would be 12, because you'll have 4 workouts for 3 weeks. Every time you are active and post in the group chat, in the Discord, you'll get 2 points. And anytime you post on your Instagram story, tagging frequency, maybe a little gym selfie, maybe a little meal picture, whatever that looks like, that's 2 points for you. And then also a 5-point bonus for like a transformation in your pictures. Okay. So it'll be on a point system. I'll be keeping tabs on everything. But yeah, just showing up for yourself, showing up for the team, being active and being an active participant, since we have so much research that proves that's how you stick to things, or are successful with things, is if you have an accountability group. Also, everybody will have the option to claim a free month of coaching after the 21-day challenge, a free month of one-on-one coaching. You'll just let me or Sheena know by December 21st. We'll also have a little link at the end, because at the end on the 20th, I believe I have it scheduled for on the 20th, you'll all be getting a message in the app with a end of challenge assessment. So it'll ask questions of, just your overall challenge experience. One of the things in that form will be a link to book a call to talk about customized coaching one-on-one, maybe whether this 21 days was very successful and you don't want to stop seeing progress, especially going into the new year, or if it was more challenging and you need more one-on-one, and it was hard for you to adhere to something, whatever that is, get on a call. Either way, we're going to help you create a game plan, have a structure, and have some kind of idea going into 2024 with knowledge and a plan and not just guessing. So I would highly recommend taking advantage of that. Just get on a call with one of us after the challenge. So yeah, your next steps, like I said, is to take your progress pictures first thing in the morning. This is a great example here. Arms are down by your side for front and back. Arms are extended out in front of you like a mummy for the side photo. All right, so there's that. You guys all have access to. Now, let's get into the Frequency app, which is going to look different on your phone versus on this desktop view. But overall, you have a dashboard. So I don't know who Alex is, but Alex, we're going to use you as our little example here. When you log into the app, you'll see at the bottom on your phone that there's different tabs: a home screen or the home tab, the calendar tab, the workout tab, which looks like a little kettlebell, and then the meal plan tab. You'll see my face in the corner as like a little bubble as a messaging feature. I will be sending you messages there. I highly recommend opening those messages. That's where you'll get information and updates throughout the 21 days. So definitely keep opening those. So when you go to your dashboard, which it will not take this long to load, my computer is just from 2000. That's where you'll be able to upload your progress pictures, and you'll see it in your calendar too. So if you open your calendar, it's in your calendar for tomorrow. You can upload progress pictures there. You'll have a blue plus button on your screen in the app. That blue plus button will give you everything you need to know. If you want to upload progress pictures, you can upload it there. If you need to schedule a workout or start a workout, you can do that there. So yeah, you have a calendar. Not too much going on there. The two things that you'll really need to know are the training program. So what at the bottom of your app, the little kettlebell emoji looking thing, this is where you'll see your workouts. So we have 2 at-home workouts for my at-home people. They do require dumbbells. So hopefully you have a pair of dumbbells or can snag some from Walmart, not too expensive, something that's challenging. Maybe you can get 2 pairs of dumbbells, one heavy for legs, maybe one a little bit lighter for arms or something like that. But 2 at-home workouts. And if you are an at-home workout person, I would recommend doing these twice per week. So I would do upper body twice, and I would do lower body twice per week. So you get 4 workouts per week. Again, though, this is just all suggestions. Each person has a different life, a different schedule, different abilities, yada, yada. Okay. I know some people are traveling. I'm just throwing ideas out there. If 2 days a week is what you need, that is okay. You're not in trouble, promise. And then if you do have access to a gym, whether that's a full gym or an apartment gym, again, though, everyone's gyms are different. When it comes to our one-on-one clients, we make sure that we program it based off of their exact gym, their apartment gym, what they have access to, the equipment, how it works, yada, yada. These movements should be fine in the average gym. If you need to make any substitutions, please do so. For example, I believe day 2 lower body in the gym, we have a barbell hip thrust. If you cannot do a barbell hip thrust, or you've never done a barbell hip thrust, or you've never even touched a barbell, feel free to do a dumbbell hip thrust. Feel free to use the hip thrust machine. Feel free to use the Smith machine for a hip thrust, whatever that is. If you need to substitute, modify, if the gym doesn't have something, that is okay. You can substitute, you can modify. You're not in trouble. And if you can't get all 4 workouts in for the week, that's okay. Maybe try 2, maybe try 3, maybe spread them out in a different way, whatever it is. Okay. So just do your best. Ideally, and like I said, you do get 5 points per workout. So I'm sure the challenge winner will be able to accomplish all 4 throughout each week. But no pressure, very low stress. Okay. And also, I want to point out that we are starting tomorrow, which tomorrow is a Friday. So when we're talking weeks, we're talking Friday to Friday is week 1. Friday to Friday is week 2. Friday to Friday is week 3. I believe the 21st is on a Thursday. So the challenge ends on a Thursday. So do with that as you will when we're talking about structuring your workouts for the week, yada, yada. Okay, you'll be able to look at those tomorrow. These workouts will be available for you to view and open tomorrow. I highly recommend clicking through them, watching the videos, getting a feel for what you're expected to do, so that you have an idea before you get into the gym. Also, within these workouts, like I said, you can log your weights, you log your reps, and there's a rest timer. So between each set, I have a suggested rest time. If you click on that, it literally starts a rest timer. I would highly recommend using that so you're not dilly-dallying, and so that we can gauge where your heart rate is at. Did we perform a strength training exercise just then, or did we focus more on cardio because we are very recovered within 30 to 60 seconds? So definitely use the rest timer. And I would recommend recording yourself too every once in a while. Just lean your phone up against the water bottle, turn your brightness down. All the pros in the gym know to record themselves, just to make sure that you have good form, proper intensity, gauge what your last couple reps look like. Did they look too easy? Did you look like you were going to pass out and die? Like whatever that is, okay? Notice any imbalances. And then I also want to point out here too that we also have the at-home yoga videos. There's 3 videos in this. Do 1 video per week. That's kind of the goal. I'd highly recommend that, especially just no matter what. If you're strength training in general, if you've been strength training, or if this is your first time strength training, the more resistance and pressure we put on your body and your muscles and your joints, and we contract, we need to put equal amount of effort towards lengthening your muscles, stretching, getting flexibility and mobility and recovery. Your rest days, your sleep, your stretching, that's actually where the progress happens. When you're in the gym, you're breaking down muscle fibers. You need to be eating enough, sleeping enough, resting enough to get the benefits of the workouts that you're doing in the gym. Okay, so very, very important. Utilize these yoga videos. I think they're great. I taught them. But yeah, utilize them ideally once per week. That's kind of the goal. So any questions there on the workout aspect? Cool. And then in the meal plan tab, so in your app, it looks like a little fork and knife, bottom right corner, it'll be on your screen. This is where I inputted the link to the Google Doc recipe, ebook, macro-friendly, all of the words, macro-friendly and meals recipe, okay? So yeah, you click on that, you'll be able to open it on your phone. It won't take a million years to load. And yeah, a whole bunch of recipes, some tips in the beginning. We got breakfast recipes and everything is weighed out, logged out with the macros there for you. So I would highly recommend following these. If you're like, I have no idea what to eat, we literally have it all laid out for you. You want snacks? We got snacks. You want desserts? We got desserts. Okay, you want a meal prep? You want to make it at home? Whatever. Pesto stir fried, tuna salad, nachos. Okay, we got everything for real. So I'd highly recommend utilizing that if you have never had any structure with your nutrition. And if you're unfamiliar with tracking and logging food, this will really help kind of show things. And then we also have, even if you want to replace anything, here are some other options, some more snack options. You want to switch out the protein source, here are some other protein sources, some other veggie options. You can use this as a grocery list. And then here too, we just have a bunch of foods with all of the measurements and the macros listed out, just so that you can get a feel for things, plan ahead. And yeah, and when it comes to tracking your food, that will probably be the hardest part. If you've never tracked food before, like I have written in the PDF, I recommend downloading the app MyFitnessPal. You don't need the premium version. You can totally use the free version. And I heard that if you put your MyFitnessPal in like Canada, like if you set your location to Canada, that it gives you the barcode feature where you can scan the barcode of something. I don't know. I haven't tried that. But you can totally use the free version of MyFitnessPal. And that's how I want you to be logging your food, ideally using a food scale. If you have one, cool. If you don't, it's literally $9 on Amazon, and it will change your perspective on food. You'll learn portion sizes of food that will stick with you for the rest of your life. You'll be able to eyeball what does 4 ounces of salmon look like versus what does 6 ounces of salmon look like, which is only going to be beneficial for you. So highly recommend getting a food scale. And again, imperfect action. Just try to log your food, try to pre-log, put a little bit of effort behind hitting your protein goals, bring awareness to that. And then over the 21 days, let's really fine tune and master your skills. Okay. Don't expect perfection on day one. You're definitely going to set yourself up for failure though, if you expect perfection and if you give up after day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it's hard, right? It is going to be hard. This is a challenge. We signed up for a challenge. It's one of those situations where you got to choose your hard. Sure, maybe it's inconvenient to open your phone and log 2 eggs, but it's also pretty inconvenient to want to try again next year and never make progress and stay stuck and stay in the same place. Okay. So really, I challenge you to give it your all for the next 21 days. You should have your calorie goal calculated out through the PDF, maybe by the end of tonight. Let's have that done. You should have your protein goal calculated. You'll be able to view the workouts tomorrow. And you should ideally be in the Discord as soon as this call is over if you're not. And progress pictures first thing in the morning. Am I missing anything? Any questions? Woo! No? All right. You guys can message me, talk to me in the Discord. You guys can just ask questions in the Discord. Like I said, in the app, you'll see my little face. That's me. You can message me. So yeah, good luck. Let's take a little selfie. Everyone turn your cameras on real quick. Come on, don't be shy. Turn your cameras on. This is so exciting. We're on day 0, almost day 1. Here we go. What a little team we got. 1, 2, 3. If you guys take your selfie too and post it on Instagram, tag frequency, you're already starting off with 2 points on day 0. So let's try that again and take your phones out. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Cute. Yay. Best of luck, you guys. So exciting. So proud of you. Remember your why, and let's do the damn thing. Bye.